Hey you guys, happy Friday. I am sitting in my car at work waiting to go in for the day. I stopped to get food. I didn't pack my cooler today. I just wanted something quick and we didn't have veggies at the house. So I stopped at Subway and I got a cheesesteak sub that I haven't had in a really long time. It's probably been like 2 years since I've had that. So I decided to treat myself. I got some chocolate chip cookies. But I did work out yesterday. I got my abs done and I did back work, and then when I do weights at home, I normally just go till failure with my reps because my weights are not that heavy at home. So hopefully if we move, I'll be getting a better a lot of weights that I can use. So that's kind of it. That's what's going on. Hopefully Greg and I are going to be going shopping tonight because we have to get a bunch of stuff for the house, food wise and everything. So anyway, I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye.
When an earthquake.
This drove like what, fourth time it went out?
It's going through all the generators. That's 4. I'm counting them.
Okay, so this is what, 5? This is the 5th time. I got this on video. And this is number 6. Alright, let's dance, party.
Anyway, long story short, guys, he has not been able to.
And here we go, again. This is the 7th time.
I've never seen him do it this many times. It's all the way up. Generator.
That's number 7. Counting.
We count the generators.
And this is number 8. I know, right?
We're in the dark. Hey guys, so it's lunchtime and I thought for a while they were just gonna let us go home, but I guess not. As you saw earlier, the generators were going in and out, and then they went out for, I think we were offline probably for like an hour or so. But then they came back on and we've been working since, and it's my lunchtime, and when I go back I only got 3 hours to go, and then I'm gonna head home. I did get some good news today though. I am working with one particular realtor, and she called me today. She has kind of good news, but kind of bad news. The house that we're interested in, it's just a matter of finding out who it's through the government. So it's kind of like who's responsible for posting it right now. Ultimately, it's a house that went into foreclosure. So the way that it is right now is just kind of like, you know, when you're dealing with the government, they take forever. The government shutdown has nothing to do with the department that we need to work with. But it's just kind of like a waiting game. So the realtor that we're working with got in touch with like a level 1 employee who was like, it's with a realtor and it's on the market. And my realtor said, no, we contacted the realtor who's responsible for it, and he said that he was pulled from being the realtor. So because my realtor was ready to say, great, we're, you know, gonna put in an offer and let's go with it, but not so lucky. So the guy that she spoke to doesn't really know what's going on with the house, so he has to put it up to their level 2 department. And then it took a week for my realtor to get in touch with this guy who is level 1, so we don't know how long it's going to take to get up to level 2. But Greg and I are planning on driving past the house again today. We're kind of like stalking. We're kind of stalking the property. I can't help it. It's time to move. I've lived in, you know, I've lived on Army bases and then lived in, you know, like fairly busy areas. I lived in the city for a while. Where I live now, we live right by the airport, so it's just like, and the traffic is getting worse and worse and worse, and if you're in Maryland, I mean, I'm like really close to Arundel Mills Mall, you know, for work and everything. So, so it's like constantly busy. So what we're looking at is being in a place where it's a 10-minute drive through farms to get to our house. I know a lot of people ultimately want to get away from a farm and, you know, get away from that country living and go into the city because city is so wonderful and lights and people and so much going on. Not me. I'm ready to leave this. So I'm really excited. I just kind of hope that everything just goes the way that we want it to. So I don't know, we'll see. But I will keep you guys updated and hopefully have some videos of our drive through the country tomorrow. It's supposed to rain though, so I don't know how good the videos will be, but I'm just excited. We want to go take a look and see if there's a sign still in the yard and stuff. But we know it hasn't been sold, so that's a plus. We know that there's going to be a lot of work that has to be done to the house. But we're prepared for that. It's ultimately the property that we're interested in, and the area that it's in. We can handle whatever comes with the house. So anyway, I'm going to call my husband and talk to him because this is my lunch hour, and I will catch up with you guys a little bit later. Oh, before I call my husband and spend the rest of my lunch doing whatever, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Dollar General store situation because I just got a question about it. So let me kind of back up. So this happened on Wednesday. My husband was in touch with the district manager who said, don't worry, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. We didn't hear anything yesterday on Thursday. My husband did get a call from the district manager today around 12 o'clock when I was getting ready to head into work. And the district manager basically said, because of me, there's now there's a company-wide, like I guess newsletter or email that was sent out saying that you can't accuse somebody of shoplifting, and you definitely can't lock somebody into a store, which I'm still not happy with that. Ultimately, the district manager is going to get in touch with us on Saturday because he's supposed to be coming to this area. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. I'm honestly not going to be satisfied until I know that at least the guy who did this to me is fired. You can say that's a mean thing to do. I don't really care. Yeah, he needs to be fired. So that's what's going on with that part of it. I told my husband, I was like, well, you know, like a store-wide or a company policy that's put out, that's not sufficient to me because one, my dad did security for a really long time. So my dad worked security at like Montgomery Ward. So he was head of security. So he did head of security there. He did head of security at like Value City, and he did head of security at Ames when Ames was still around. So my dad worked security at a lot of different places. So I'm familiar with like the processes, and I mean, I'm going back to like the 80s and 90s, and then in like 2000 up to like 2005, I worked for Lowe's Home Improvement, and I worked in the lumber department. And if you're familiar with the way that the cash registers are there, when you're in lumber, especially like with Lowe's, you're normally like, there's only one cashier. And I used to work the evening shift, so like I was normally left back there all by myself. And the security office at the store that I worked at was like right next to the lumber cashier, and I used to get all kinds of awards all the time for stopping people who were shoplifting, but you have to do it in a certain way, and you can't accuse somebody. So like what I would do is, you know, you see somebody walking out, like, hey, can I just check your receipt for that, you know? But if somebody's got something in their jacket pocket, or they have something where I can't search somebody, and I definitely can't lock somebody in a store and hold them hostage. So, you know, at least coming from that type of background, and, you know, with my father and working so closely with security at my old job, I know what people can and cannot do. And what happened to me was wrong. It was wrong, 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 wrong. And I mean, I remember, I'm trying not to make this video long, so I'm sorry, you guys. But I remember a long time ago, I got locked out of my apartment. My boyfriend's had the house key, the one house key that we had. And he had our daughter. And I was left waiting for him to get home. So I went to the grocery store, and when I went into the grocery store, I had a bag that was like a gym bag, like a big like duffel bag, gym bag. And I had put the bag in shopping cart, and I was, you know, just going around trying to kill time because I didn't want to be outside because it was cold. So the woman that worked there tried to stop me, and she wanted to look through my bag. And at the time, like, my dad worked security, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. So I opened my bag, and I was so upset because I had stuff in my bag that was like, you know, it was personal stuff. It was bigger than like a purse, and it was bigger than the bag that I had the other day. So I opened it, and I let her look through it, and I started like screaming at her. I'm like, I make more money than you, da, 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 and I can't believe you're going through my bag, and you embarrassed me. And then I was mad at myself because I was like, I should have called the cops, which is why I did what I did when I was at the dollar store, because I knew I was innocent, and I was like, I'll get the cops, so the cops will be on my side. And it turned out the cops weren't on my side, even though I was found innocent, but whatever. So, yes, I mean, I've had the worst time when it comes to cops, and the worst time when it comes to the court system and judges. Normally things will turn out the way that they're supposed to after like a long drawn out, you know, like a month or 2 months of going back and forth to court and stuff like that. Eventually justice will prevail. But that whole process is so stressful. Like, I get so stressed when it comes to that. And I had a lot of stuff with court with my daughter and everything, so I've been through it too much, so I try to stay away from it all. But anyway, I am totally rambling, and I'm gonna end this here. See you guys later. Hey, you guys, it's the end of my night. I'm playing with Digger. We're playing with him, so can you see he's dropping his gearhead? His gearhead's falling apart. So if any of you guys see a gearhead that looks like this, it's little, let me know, because Digger needs some more. No, preferably red.
One that's not tore up like that.
One that's not tore up like that. Oh goodness. So anyway, we're planning on hopefully going to see the house that I was telling you about tomorrow. We're just going to go for a drive and see if there's a for sale sign that's still sitting there. And, oh, we're going to do our shopping tomorrow, so we're not going to Walmart tonight. We're not going to do our food shopping till tomorrow. And we might go for lunch, maybe like Roy Rogers. There used to be a Roy Rogers around here. For some reason, Digger's not playing with his dad, he's playing with me. There used to be a Roy Rogers around here, but there's not anymore. But the place that we're looking to move to, there's one not too far away. So, what else? I think that's really it. So, check in with me tomorrow. Like, subscribe, share my videos, please. I'll see you guys in the morning.